Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. Here are your hosts, Scott Bear and Jeremiah Johnson.
Welcome back to the Lost at Home podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Jeremiah. Here we are for our once-a-month podcast, just like we've always been. We've always been a once-a-month podcast.
This is not different, and you should accept it as a thank you to all of our fans, because honestly, I can't get through all the podcasts I have in my list. I just can't.
Yeah, that's right.
So this keeps it easy.
We were talking about this on the porch, because we were just justifying our laziness as being like, you know what, it's good for people, because in this day and age of over content, you know, and also like this is a summer, like despite the Delta variant, like there is still at least more you can do out there if you're vaccinated. Yep. And you know, you don't want to be going, you know, you still want to be following some guidelines, but there's, you know, you can go to a barbecue and shit like that. So you know what? You're not gonna have all time to listen to every podcast on your queue. I listen to 2 podcasts. That's it now. And I'm kidding, keep up with those.
This one, and...
Oh, yeah. I don't think we have to... I think if somebody was on our podcast, they would have to pretend they listened to this one. I don't think we have to pretend we listen to our own podcast. I think that would make us kind of narcissistic.
No, but you make good points. It's summer. We're trying to enjoy it, too. We've got work. We've got play. And when it gets down to it, once it gets colder, especially coming up with Halloween month, we're definitely going to get back in the swing of things and try to hammer these out once a week. But I would expect this probably for the rest of the warmer months.
Yeah, you can see
probably
like
this month and next month.
Once every 2 to 4 weeks, we'll be getting you stuff your way. By the time
we won't be clogging your podcast inbox.
Nope, we don't be clogging your podcast pipes. We want to make sure that we're just going to say what's all for you guys. It's all for you. We
were lazy for you.
Yeah, we actually have been recording for a month, but we've been throwing 3 of them away because we just really we
only
can't do
take
this.
The highest quality of the 4. They're like, released that one.
Don't tell people that, because you know what? They're going to be like, wait, this is the highest quality? Okay. No, we take the one that we record.
No, we put all the episode numbers in a hat and pick one out randomly.
Yes,
so
exactly.
You get shit, you get quality.
Yeah. Oh, it just turns out the few that we gave you have been a little shitty. Whatever. Also, it also requires me to not only after we record, I have to remember that it doesn't get edited and go up online magically, because you just asked me earlier.
We're recording this and the last one's not up.
Yeah, we recorded that one about 3 weeks ago. Yep. So, hey, I hope you like the fresh content. Hey, guys, have you heard of this Joe Biden fella? Hey, man, I think Hillary's going to pull this one out.
You mentioned Delta, and like by the time this drops, Lambda will be all you hear about the
exactly.
news.
Yeah, the Delta variant is still a dangerous thing, but by the way, like, what the fuck, man? When is this? 2020?
It's talking about Delta, like Lambda. Everyone's talking about Lambda.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. QWERTY. We're up to fucking QWERTY. That's not even a...
That's not a Greek letter.
No, they ran out. They ran out of them. They just started mashing the keyboard. They're like, okay, we ran out of Greek letters. So, you know, however many Greek letters there are.
Yes, when we run out of Greek letters, we start using random tech terms.
Yes.
Like keyboard layout.
Yeah, just literally just going get across the keyboard, the first half of the first row. Anyway, we haven't even told people...
Is Q a Greek letter?
Where... I was going to make a QAnon reference. You know what? QAnon's probably... But people don't even know what that is anymore. Oh, my God, I hope so.
I know most of the Greek alphabet. Not all of it. Not bragging. Just, I don't know if there's a Q,
Alpha,
because it's
Lambda,
missing
Delta,
some letters.
Phi, Zeta, Theta.
Epsilon. You missed that.
I mean, these are not in order, by the way. Sorry to
you're just saying them.
All our ancient Greek listeners who are listening from a time capsule.
Raphael, Michelangelo, Donatello. Wait, I slipped into turtles.
I like yellow. Do you think they're Greek Ninja Turtles?
Remember, they made those Greek ceilings.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the ceilings that were Greek.
Yeah, not Italian, not Roman, not... Nope.
And it was definitely turtles who made them.
Oh, yeah. I remember them being like, Cowabunga, that's the coolest dude touching God's finger I've ever seen. And it's like, oh, my God.
Those Romans, they stabbed Jesus and were like, Cowabunga, Jesus.
Remember when Michelangelo was like giving the hang loose sign next to Michelangelo's David's dick? He's like, whoa, dude, I fucking made a dick. Yo, and he ate a piece of peanut butter pizza on it, because that was...
Well, back then it wasn't hanging 10. It was, the pinky was like the little dick. It was like just wagging the little dick.
Oh, that's what it was. And people were like,
just
oh,
hanging.
man.
He's like, it's hanging dick.
Yeah.
Hanging dong.
Hanging dong. He's like, yeah, check it out. And people are like, that's going to catch on in dozens and hundreds of years.
Well, yeah, after hundreds of years, eventually some guy's like, got a 10-inch dong. And they're like, you see, you hanging 10-inch dong? Like, yeah, I'm hanging 10.
Cool.
And then
call me.
Same thing, back from the Romans all the way forward.
Cool. Yeah.
Ninja Turtles did it all.
So we're giving you a little bit no information about what this show's even about for all you people who maybe have forgotten since...
That's practically word salad.
I gotta, call it brain diarrhea into a word salad.
So if you're curious what the show is, and this is your first time watching,
I don't even remember watching.
Play last week's.
First of all, stop watching. You should start listening.
Also, yes. Also, just go back to last week's episode. Listen to the first 5 minutes.
Yes, Scott. Last week's episode. Last month's episode.
Once we drop it. And listen to the first 5 minutes. It perfectly explains this episode. Moving on. I want to do that from now on, except we'd always have to keep backing it up. Like, listen to the week before last week's episode's introduction. Listen to the episode before the last episode for the last episode's. Eventually, you just date stamp it. But here, listen to the July 4th episode, 2021, to hear the introduction and idea of what this show is.
The other thing we could do is you could, write down. You generally do that nice tight intro. We could say, "Hey,
I can do the intro right now."
Just so like what I would do is just be like, "Okay, Scott, I don't know why it's taken 315 episodes to do this, but be like." How about you sit down in front of a microphone, record it, and then we go, "Hey, Past Scott, what is this about?" And I drop it in. Yeah, just like we do with. We don't redo web droppings every time.
And in the background, there's like, "You're an all-star," like playing in the background. So it could be from any era. It could be from the 90s or the lame now.
It could be from the 1970s.
Scott's music taste never grew out of 1998.
Could be from a man from the future back in 1977 who went back with a Smash Mouth.
Could be anything.
Like,
you don't know
what the future is.
But it definitely can't be before 1998.
Well, I thought maybe it could be, but it would be a time traveler from 98 who goes back to 77 to show people how cool Smash Mouth is. And they're like, you know what? We're going to start global warming right now. We're going to make sure that the oceans rise so we do not have to have Smash Mouth. Global warming was created so Smash Mouth would die.
We only pick on Smash Mouth because it's derivative now. When it came out, it was original. If you take Smash Mouth, you plop it right in 1985, blows mine.
Oh, maybe in 85
it would blow mine.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh my god!"
You bring it back to the 70s. A few druggies would probably think it's funny.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh my god, who needs Led Zeppelin when you have
Smash Mouth?"
Is this that? Oh, this is going to be a cartoon about a fucking ogre and
That should have been Bill and Ted 3. It should have been them taking Smash Mouth back in time incrementally to see if they work.
And then, oh my god, yeah. You're like, nope, 98 was the 1 year. It was,
they go through every decade.
No, they were a band of their time, for their time. They're like, they became...
They go to medieval days, they go to caveman days. Like, you got to go everywhere, though.
It's definitely like slow-hanging meat to pick on Smash Mouth these days, but I've been picking on them since day one.
But were they a product of 98, and would they only work in 98? Would 85 blow people's minds?
I think people would be like...
Still not explain what the show is.
And I think...
Still have not explained what the show is.
Because this is more important. I think back in 1985, they'd be like, we're listening to like the Ramones and shit, right?
I think Sugar Ray's Butterfly would have blown minds in 85.
Oh my god, bring back a double bill. Oh my god.
Sugar Ray
and Smash Mouth go back in time. It's Bill and Ted 4, No Bill and Ted. That's the name of it. It's called the No Bill and Ted Tour, and it's just those two going on.
Sugar Smash.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
Sugar Smash.
Yeah. Sugar Mouth. Smash.
Sugar Mouth.
Smash Ray. Because when they go back in time, they get melded together into a single band like The Fly. Like, kill me, hey now, kill me. Just foaming.
And every time they finish a set, they zip back 10 years. Exactly 10 years. So it's 88, 78, 68.
Yeah, and then there's Smash Ray, and they're Ray Mouth.
Different name, yep. And they have to play the same music.
And then you're just Ray Sugar. There's no Smash Mouth in that one at all.
Ray Sugar.
For post bad. Anyway, it's just all those Smash Mouth, Sugar Ray songs backwards. It's great.
Yeah, that came from us wanting to do a pre-recorded introduction for the show with me just explaining the show.
It's almost like we created new content.
And we created new content out of creating the intro to the show. So the intro to the show is actually... We take weird news stories from the internet. We talk about them briefly, and then we spit them into new content, just like we did. Yes. It can be anything. Usually it's just us prattling on, but
Smash.
It can be something as... actually, that technically was a movie. I kept trying to sell it as Bill and Ted 3.
That would be Bill and Ted.
We already had Bill and Ted 3.
So that was Bill and Ted 4, No Bill and Ted. That's what it's called. And but it's also a music tour.
Bill and Ted 4, Sugar Smash. Don't ask about Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Asterisk. Bill and Ted ain't in this one. So
even sad Keanu Reeves wouldn't sign up for this. He appears briefly as a meme, though.
Yep. Yeah, they're watching like John Wick.
Yeah.
In like one of the movies, it's like, well, this we can get behind.
Yes, Mark McGrath is watching John Wick when he gets like ripped off his couch.
Yes, and then so he goes back in time. People were like, Nobody showed up to our show. Yeah, no, they're all watching John Wick. It's pretty fucking cool. Like, that's really fun for any era. So that would blow people's minds. I think our TV shows and videos and special effects would blow people's minds in those days. I don't know if our music so much would. Maybe some electronic stuff. Who knows? No, I don't think so.
like it's just noise. Like, wow, that's a really well-made movie, but what was all that noise during it?
Yeah.
Because they think the Pixies would be noise, which would be the noise in the 50s. The Pixies would kill people's brains.
I think a lot of the stuff.
We think it's from the late 80s,
it's
an A+ 90s band.
Yeah,
but to them, they'd be like, "Why is that guy whine? Why is that girl whining so much?" They wouldn't even understand it.
We had like the.
Although it was a girl and a boy singing.
And think about like Pixies, Sonic Youth, that kind of stuff. Think about how much that came out of like the. Oh, what the fuck? Velvet Underground and stuff. That was weird. That was weird shit. That was just as weird. Maybe not as noisy, but. They were starting to get there, honestly. I think the 60s and 70s, they might dig.
You take a high school prom in 1949, you play Gigantic!
Hey!
And people are just going to be like, what the fuck is that?
Johnny Pixie? I've got that sound you're looking for. That's not my name. It's not my name.
I'm picking on the Pixies even though I fucking love them, but that's what it would sound like to someone in 1949. They'd be like, what the fuck is that? It's
like the thought you call up the lead singer of the Pixies and call him Johnny Pixie from the 1940s. Like, what are you talking about? That's my song. No, you're calling me years after I recorded that. What the fuck are you talking about? How do you have a time phone? This is not how phone. Have you never seen Back to the Future? No, I forgot I was watching John Wick.
Have you never wanted to fuck your mom? That's all Back to the Future to me.
Okay, a little side thing. I just got some appreciation for some of my favorite comedy ever, and I know you're aware of it. You'll see the stack of books over there. I've been rereading the Hitchhiker's Guide series, and I think it's in the second book where maybe it's in the first one, where Zaphod Beeblebrox calls up his great-great-great-grandfather, who is Zaphod Beeblebrox the Fourth, and people are like, how did that happen? Because clearly he should be the first, and you should be the fourth. It was an unfortunate incident with a time machine and a broken prophylactic, and that's all he gives you, and let you build it in your head of how he became the first, but his great-great-great-grandfather was the fourth, so technically he's his great-great-great-grandfather.
So 4 generations before the fourth, he fucked somebody and made the fourth.
You have to think about it.
That's it. That's the easiest explanation, but it's probably weird.
But then they also still go down in order, so there has to be a lot of that shit happening, because they still would then go up in order. It would have been the first, the fourth, the fifth.
That's brilliant writing.
So, he doesn't know the answer to it.
Just
anyway,
like Back to the Future, where Marty McFly almost fucks his mom.
Yeah, and when he gets back...
He's rubbing his leg and his dick, and he's like, damn, Mom got me hard.
Oh, Mom,
I watched a different Back to the Future than everyone else.
You watch the one we all had going on in our heads. All of us do remember that. That is the Mandela effect Back to the Future. Hey, you guys don't remember the one where he fucking hard fucked his mom? No, I'm pretty sure he hard fucked his mom. Marty was balls deep in his mom. No, I think it's the Mandela effect.
No condom.
Yeah, and Doc Brown was his son. He just turned out a little fucked up.
And his dad never once said, it's weird our son looks just like that guy who kept hitting on you back in the 60s. Never thought a paternity test, did you fuck that dude? No. Then why does our son look just like him?
Oh my God.
Just like him.
You could at least be
that's the father. Same scar in the face. How's that even work? That's not hereditary.
They're both driving that same time machine.
They both have a weird smash mouth tattoo on their arm. Tattoos are not hereditary, right, Martha? Yeah, they are.
They are.
That's why our pastor says don't get them. Because if you get one and your baby gets one and your baby gets another, that's 2. Then its baby gets 2 and then the baby gets a third. Next baby gets 3. It adds up. Eventually you have a kid just covered in ink.
Yep, and then you just have...
Ink baby. Call him Ink Blot.
Oh, man.
But then that ink blot baby travels back in time, fucks me, because I'll just fuck anyone with a time machine who says hi.
I was trying to think of that really famous author who has all the face. I mean, not author. At that point, musician with face tattoos, and I was like, that's how you get that guy. I couldn't remember the damn guy's name.
Well, if you go down the line enough with enough hereditary tattoos, you just end up with hereditary blackface.
That's true. Yeah,
you're just black.
Yeah,
but it's ink, but it's hereditary blackface.
Yeah. Which.
I fucked that nice black gentleman down the street. No, that was your great Caucasian grandson.
Yeah.
Who is really into ink.
Yep.
There was one generation where he put 90 of them on his body, and that really fucked up this whole one at a time trend.
A man who was really into his racism.
They were all swastikas too. We never mentioned that.
These colors don't run.
Little did he know 90 swastikas later became black.
Yeah,
Hereditary tattoos.
Well, I think that's, we've got a pretty good feel for how Back to the Future works.
Headlines is how we start the show, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. So the other thing we do in the show is sometimes we don't do everything we just said we were going to do, and we do something else. And it's called Headlines, where we don't really have enough information necessarily about the show. Or rather, it's the entire story is in the headline, so we're not going to waste your time necessarily. We don't have to create new content.
I like how we spend 15 minutes explaining the bulk of the show. Stop, and then explain that we don't even do that at first. We do something that's the antithesis of that.
This is like a modern art piece.
That also takes up most of the show.
This is like,
and then if we have time, we do the thing we spent the time explaining and then ignoring and then finally doing.
I wish we
it's almost art. Yeah, it's almost art.
We had a chance to, we had the time to create even. Well, I mean,
also 315 episodes for us, the hosts, to come to that realization.
Well, that would be like an Andy Kaufman-esque thing where the entire show is you about to get to the show and be like, oh, we don't have time for those stories today. So, but the whole thing is like you explaining how the show's going to work, going off of these crazy tangents and be like, oh, but we got to jump into this new segment. Every week you got some new crazy segment that has nothing to do with the show, and that's the show.
We used to have segments, more than 2.
We could do like an offshoot one of these days.
We used to have 5 or 6 segments.
A little extra 15-minute Under the Lost at Home umbrella, be like, yeah, here are the kind of like the side stories, you know.
If you go back to like episode 150, we had all kinds of stories and segments. We had Florida Man.
Yeah.
We had the tech one, the year 2020.
25,
I was just going to try to list them, but that's all I could think of off the top of my head.
Blinding Me with Science.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. We had theme songs for them, too.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't even use them anymore. Let's just play all of those theme songs in a row right now.
Cool. We're not okay. You know what? I'm gonna jam.
No. I don't want to make extra work for you.
No. I'm gonna jam all of them, as many as I can find at the end of the show.
Okay, that's how
we're gonna go out on at least some little bits and pieces of
just whatever's in that folders.
Yeah. They're all in the folder
because no one hears them anymore, and some are like years old.
There's a bunch of them in that folder.
Of them.
Yeah. There's some in there that
I
we only
like
were
2 or
used
3.
like once or twice for one.
Yeah, because they were made by me.
Yep.
Like you're like, play it, Scott.
We'll cancel an entire segment just so I didn't have to hurt your feelings. It's not that I don't like the song.
We just can't find content for that segment.
Yeah, I don't like the segment anymore. I think we should cancel
your abortion roundup segment just isn't working with the fan base. Won this baby.
Yeah. Okay, and
there's no more content for that segment. I guess we can't use your theme song,
Scott. Too
bad.
Bad. Turns out abortions aren't even nobody's even talking about.
That is the best way to let someone down, though. Lie, manipulate the facts.
Well, so you don't have to let them down.
Manipulate the facts.
Yes. So you still, even if it's like a best segment ever, people are really loving it. Be like, no, we can't have that segment anymore. So I say we just go on to headlines now. How's that feel?
Sure.
Okay.
Do we have an intro for headlines?
No.
So we just bragged about all the years of intros that we're going to go out
on. By the time we get to headlines, we're like, nope. It goes, headlines, bullet points, headlines.
We did a bullet points thing once where we did like pow-pows.
Pew, pew, headlines. Don't just call it headlines, but just go pew, pew, pew. Use the bullet points.
And no one knows why.
Yeah, fuck it. Now they do.
All right, we'll do that next week.
Now they know the fake reason for it.
Whatever.
Yeah, 2022's got some real good things coming for you.
2022's looking up.
Yeah, you guys are getting Halloween month in like February next year. All in one show, 20 minutes of us explaining what Halloween month's supposed to be, and then just falling asleep on the keyboard.
All right, Jerry, you brought the first headline to the table. I love it.
This is so great because also it's an actor that we absolutely love as well, or at least I do. I'm pretty sure he's pretty universally loved anyway. Nathan Fillion. Okay, so Edmonton, Canada is trying to, or people in Edmonton, Canada are trying to have a pavilion named after Nathan Fillion, called the Nathan Fillion Civilian Pavilion. There's a petition in Edmonton, and it's apparently gotten a boost from John Cena and Margot Robbie to help back the position, back with the petition as well, because he is born in Edmonton. Big surprise. So many great of our great people are Canadian. Although some of the best Americans are Canadian.
Yes,
actually, it's unfortunately it really is true. It really is true.
Dana Carvey.
There's all those guys.
I don't know who else.
John Candy. He's dead. He used to be a thing. Yeah, take that, Canada. I think he's so great.
Chris Farley?
We don't have obese people.
Chris Farley? No.
Baby, no. I don't know. I'd have to look through. My sister and I went through a bunch of them.
Yeah, there are a lot more than we're thinking of. There's a lot of
some of them I think are
women Canadians.
There, but it turns out they're from like Chicago or something.
Jared, there's a lot of women Canadians.
Yeah.
We're not thinking of a single one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody from the show that was in Canada.
It was like SCTV or something.
Yeah, that's with what's her name from freaking
Margot Robbie
from Schitt's Creek.
Margot Robbie
and Home Alone.
Oh, all of
Carol,
Schitt's Creek.
Carol,
the young one with the ass.
No, I'm talking like the
and no
mother.
tits.
Yeah,
her.
You know,
Can't think of her name for the life of me.
I don't know why.
I
don't know why.
horrible. I just watched
she's.
Schitt's Creek.
If it wasn't put on the spot, I would. I fucking love her. Yeah. So you're right. We still have not thought of a single woman's name from there. And said, but,
I can't think of a single woman Canadian. Oh wait, Celine Dion.
Also,
Celine Dion.
Samantha Bee.
Samantha Bee. There we go. Oh my God, I couldn't move on without not feeling like an asshole.
I'm at least going Canadian.
We're like on the border.
I mean,
like,
yeah. Otherwise, yeah, Celine Dion and these others,
etc., etc.,
etc. Oh man.
Oh, there's so many names. Celine Dion, etc., etc.
Anyway. Well, it turns out.
Also, I like that. I think it was John Cena.
He wants to paint it vermilion.
Vermilion. That's exactly what I was going for.
Yes.
Was
Nathan Fillion, Civilian, Vermilion Pavilion
petition,
Yes.
which doesn't quite rhyme, but close enough.
Yeah. So, I think it's gonna be fun. As of I don't know, set as of Wednesday morning. I think that was this past week.
Is the petition still up?
I believe it was. As of
So the problem with headlines is we don't research them. They're just headlines.
At 25,000, okay. So it's at 19,000. Yeah, it's going up as we speak. It's
okay.
At 18,791.
So look
92.
for that.
Oh, you know what? I'm just going to count 94.
Look for that petition online,
95. People are. It's like they're as we're saying it. People are listening.
This is a live podcast that we forget to post.
Yes, I like. We're giving up to the minute numbers for something that's going to post in 6 years.
They'll be like, yeah, that failed, assholes.
Yeah. It turned out it was actually a front for like a pedophile ring.
Pavilion took his life, you monsters.
That's what it does at 25,000 signatures.
The pool of blood he was found in was vermilion.
It was Nathan Fillion. Yeah.
Nathan Fillion's vermilion pool of blood in the pavilion he took his own life in.
Yeah, took his own life in next to a Sicilian.
While eating a Sicilian.
Yeah.
Which was the only plus side. It wasn't a pizza. It was a human being. He cannibalized a man, then took his own life.
After this petition got
it was the mayor in that town. He just happened to be Sicilian.
Yeah. All those Edmonton Sicilians. I
don't want this pavilion to be the Fillion pavilion. Hey,
I come over from Sicily.
I make the spicy meatball, not the spicy pavilion. Hey,
I killed Nathan Fillion. He make a fool of me. God, mamma mia, eh? I think that's how Italian. That's Italian. Let's mash it up. Two stereotypes. But they're both white stereotypes.
That's the spicy maple syrup, eh?
Hey. All right. Next one.
Edmonton is in Canada, right? We're not talking Australia.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Is there Edmonton, Australia?
I don't know.
I feel like there should be. All right, that sounds like it's a me thing for another day.
Yeah.
I'll read the next one. Visitors to the U.S. Titanic Museum injured by replica iceberg.
Yep. The iceberg was huge, actually. It was a wall, really. What it was
an ice wall.
But they actually, they sprayed ice.
It wasn't a real iceberg.
Yeah, we've got enough of these.
Keep it refrigerated at all times. Technically, it's an ice cube.
It's still got a polar bear on it.
At what point does a cube become a berg? Well, funny you ask, Jimmy. Yeah. That's why we have the tour.
Yeah, it's just like grown man with a beanie on his head, clearly a plant in the audience.
Yes.
Hey, mister, I'm really curious about icebergs. What's the difference between an ice cube
like
and an
cube,
iceberg?
though.
Yeah, well, thank you, Jimmy. In 1922. Anyway, so if the ice wall was about 15 feet by 28 feet, consisting of real ice
seen bigger.
that visitors could touch, and it was grown and regrown using a water filtration system. So frozen.
So it was an ice machine, like how the the water cascades and builds ice out until it hits the bar, and then it drops.
Yes, they grew ice. That's what I said.
So it's an ice machine.
They grew ice.
Except it doesn't have the bar. Except something made it fall.
I told you it was an iceberg. It's exactly what I said.
It's an ice machine.
An iceberg is yes.
Hey,
mister, what's the difference between an ice machine and an iceberg? Glad you asked, Timmy. Boy,
same adult with that beanie.
Yeah, a fake mustache. That doesn't make any sense. You're clearly not a child.
A mustache painted like skin color, like skin tone on a mustache
with a beanie. Yeah. You know, a beanie on your
I want to
mustache.
see that. Someone trying not to have a mustache, but instead of shaving it, painting it skin tone.
Just fucking spray painting.
blends.
I'm getting real dizzy off these spray paint fumes, mister. Shut up, Iceberg Timmy.
It keeps you in character.
Oh, I don't feel so good.
Keep that up. Everyone thinks you're a little kid.
Why are we saying this in front of the whole crowd? We're not. You're just high. Anyway, so...
Don't pass out. You have to catch a predator in like 1 hour.
Oh, that's right. He's dressed like...
Hey, mister, same thing, no?
Hey, mister, look at these sweet Daisy Dukes I got on.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, you know...
Young enough, whatever.
You know what? Just turn your fucking weird, chemically spray-painted mustache away, and I'll be ready for you.
Really like it when Jimmy tickles my asshole with his skin-tone mustache.
Hope you lost your AARP card, kid.
It's the only reason I come back to him is I'm not technically a pedophile. I just like your skin-tone mustache tickling my asshole.
Yeah, this is my weird new fetish, and it's fucking weirdly, it's really legal, actually.
Come on, Jim Henson, you better pop out of a closet at any moment and arrest me. It's Chris Hansen.
Jim Henson.
With a puppet boy like this, I put my hand right up his ass when he's doing it. I expect Jim Henson to come out of a closet.
Excuse me, sir. Sit down. Sit down.
Wait, shit, Jim Henson?
Yeah, sit down, sir.
He puts the grown man with his fist up the ass on his knee, like an actual ventriloquist puppet.
Yeah. So you know why we are make you do this today, right? You old kid fucker. Yeah, you like to fuck kittens, don't you?
Jim Henson popping in the closet. God damn it! I want to see that so bad.
To catch a predator.
Anyway, but he's always fisting grown men with beanies, pretending to be young kids.
Exactly. So it's like, wait a minute. I think Jim Henson's
Gee, mister, did you bring Xbox? Yeah. And beer? Weird. No, but I can get some. You want to get drunk, Logan? Yeah, but grab that microbrew stuff, the heady topper, the expensive stuff.
I don't have
How
that.
do you even know about that?
Yeah, pick me up a pack of smokes for my daughter, too.
Some Winston's.
One, you have a daughter, that's weird.
For my
two,
daughter.
why are you you're a bad father. No, not really. Fucking chopping up lines with his AARP card. Yeah, you want some of this good shit, man?
Yeah, I want to see all this. All this is one video. One long, continuous train wreck of a video where you don't know why the kid's old and faking being a kid.
Yeah.
Why you don't know why he has a daughter, why Jim Henson's in the closet. Like, I just want it to be a train wreck. Like a skit that almost makes no sense.
Like what we just did.
Or like that show on Netflix that just came back. What's his name? With the nose. He does the skit comedy show.
Huh? Oh, Tim Robinson?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I think you should leave.
Train wreck skits where they don't really do anything.
Oh my god, that's
but
my
they get
favorite
worse
thing.
and worse and worse and worse.
It's like this stream of consciousness, ridiculous stuff.
The Tim Robinson skit show is actually just like what we just did.
It sucks. It's only like 6 episodes long.
Yeah, I've already watched them all.
It's 50, literally within less than a full.
Each.
Yeah, within a full movie's length. Watch both seasons within less than 3 hours.
Tim Robinson's blah 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 on Netflix. Find it.
Yeah. I think you should leave. Right? That's what it is.
I will if you want me to.
I think
you can finish
leave.
the show by
I don't
yourself.
know. I think that's what it's.
You can finish the show by itself.
But it's got some really fucking weird skits in it, and they're fucking hilarious. Yep. They say we're not a TV show, a TV network, because most of our content is bodies falling out of coffins.
Oh, that, yes. Oh, my God.
Oh,
why are they naked?
You say naked bodies falling out of coffins isn't a TV show? It's so great, man. Anyway, watch that show.
I like that most of them are naked, and he just is like, why are you asking if they're naked?
Yeah.
What's it matter to you?
Blur it out. Anyway,
100 chickens used as bait to catch leopards in China.
Yes, Hangzhou, China. That's pretty much it. They needed to get some escaped loose leopards. And, loose leopards. And they were like, the way we can catch them? They like chickens. So I just picture these guys with, fishing poles, which I guess are now leopard poles if you're catching leopards with them. And just with these 4 little chickens on, be like, hey, guys, we're free. Only to get consumed. Yes.
What I like is they managed to catch 2 of the leopards, and a quote from the article: the 3rd leopard is pretty deceitful and still roaming in the nearby area.
He saw
deceitful? That's not the right
He
word.
saw his friends get caught trying to eat chickens, and he's like, I don't think these chickens are legit.
Deceitful. No, he keeps leaving, checks that bounce on the ground. In the memo line, don't kill me, but they keep bouncing.
Yeah. He's like, wait, catch me if you can?
He fucked my wife and told her he'd take her away to Europe with her, and then never came back, and now she has kittens.
Oh, fucking leopard. Leopard cucks.
She has leopard herpes now, which ironically, this looks like herpes. It's spots.
A lot of
leopard spots.
Yeah. But man,
leopard doesn't change its spots. It passes them along.
Wow, you have such majestic herpes. Beautiful.
So exotic.
So exotic herpes. Yeah.
I'm not like those Asian girls you look at online. I'm not an exotic beauty. Stop objectifying my leopard herpes.
Yeah, come on, man. Just because I fucked
I can't change my spots because there's no cure, asshole.
It's like an Ocean 11 movie of just like all leopards, just like, yeah, they're pretty deceitful. Yeah, they robbed 6 banks last week. We found that one leopard. You thought you could catch it with chickens?
Just fill the casino with chickens.
I just like they're like chicken sandwiches. Like, dude, he knows what's up. They're on a big hook.
Like the new Rick and Morty, where Rick tries to get a pardon from the president by turning himself into a turkey at Thanksgiving.
Oh, great!
But they turn all the soldiers into turkeys so that they can trap him. Yeah, you just fill the casino with chickens, so the deceitful leopard has to eat the chickens, and then you catch him.
And he's like,
by the way, that Rick and Morty, not the funniest one.
Something's not right.
Best concept ever, worst execution. I love the fucking idea of him trying to turn himself into a turkey to get a pardon from the president, a blanket pardon.
Turkey Rick!
They could have gone that far. They didn't. There was no obnoxiousness to it. In fact, it lacked humor in general.
That made it sound like I was picking on it.
It was not Turkey
Rick and Morty. I have to say I never watched. I shouldn't say I never watched because I'm planning on watching it still. I still have not watched season 4 of Rick and Morty.
So you haven't even seen 5 then?
Of course I've not.
People are hating on 5. I think every episode's been good except for Turkey Rick.
People will do that. People get used to something and then they have to find something like faults in it. I mean, and I'm sure, yeah. Guess what? After a few years, that shows you how like crazily difficult it is to make like the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons really good, or 20 seasons of South Park that have been, like, shows you how difficult it is to keep something fresh. It's something so unique. It's hard. The more unique it is.
Yet in season 5, they're keeping it perfectly fresh, except for like one episode, and people are complaining. I'm like, that episode moved me. People are like, oh, trash. I'm like, fucking trolls, get away.
Yeah, well,
get away, trolls.
People like to find something that like it's been around long enough to where its popularity is almost obnoxious.
When a cartoon moves you in season 5, it's still on track.
Yeah, honestly, they're not slowing down as far as popularity and ratings go. It's just you're going to find some haters because it's been on long enough. It's not the new thing anymore. So now people are like, "Oh, old hat." We need to like make fun of it. Oh, this is the next Smash Mouth.
You also have the shitty trolls who didn't latch on early, and they're just figuring out that it exists because it's mainstream. Like the mainstream trolls.
Well, that's the thing.
That's like grandmas and Karens.
It's been around
before
long
you
enough.
had hardcore trolls, like people who committed their life to living next to a boiler.
Because
now you have Karens.
How many? Because obviously it's in 5 seasons, but it took years between some of the seasons. I know they've been better about them lately.
Yeah, it's like Curb.
Or what are they like? Are they like what? 8 years old plus? I don't know.
The show's 8 or 9 years long now.
So it
only
sense.
5 seasons in. It's like Curb.
There are people who
20
are like
years
maybe in their
10 seasons.
who were too young to watch it when it came out, and now it's been out for so long, and it's that popular show that's annoying because the people of the generation above hate it or love it, so they're going to hate it. So there's going to be that, sort of like 10 years after The Simpsons came out. People were like, oh, what's this old man shit?
Gen Z edgelords.
Yeah, so there's going to be the next thing that's coming, which is great because it also keeps things fresh. Somebody else is going to make something fresh and new that everybody latches onto, and it's going to be great. So, it's going to keep it fresh. So, whatever. But fuck you, trolls. Anyway, speaking of fuck you,
Tesla.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. I don't. So this is literally, I don't even have anything but
No, Tesla likes the moon. It thinks it's a yellow traffic light.
Yes, it shows just more issues. We've covered other issues with autonomous vehicles, seeing like some of them have been really weird ways to trick autonomous vehicles. They've been getting better, but it turns out, the moon could be the thing that I liked that pictured about this is because you're like, why are you going so slow? And it's because it's this constant, never moving yellow light, and this Tesla just be like, slow down. So this one Tesla you're just like. Won't let you go any faster than
15 miles an hour or so.
Even though this is not, I don't even know if these are autonomous.
That's where you figure out
Tesla, but
that's where you find like a stoplight and a hill behind it, and you do a calculation on your own. You buy a red light, you put it on that hill, and you then drive all the way around. You look at it and you try to figure out, is it basically the same shape as the stoplight, and right above it, and just keep like working it till it's perfect. And then you just leave it. Leave it with a solar battery.
Sounds like a lot.
Just a little solar panel and a single red light. Probably costs you $50 to do the whole setup.
But like 2.5 years.
No. Probably like 3 or 4 trips back and forth to make sure it works.
Like
and
you drive all that way and go, okay, now adjust it a little bit in the quarter.
Exactly.
Or the better thing would be
to have every Tesla that gets to that, even if it's a green light, just stops.
Yeah.
And you get like every other car's going around, but all these Teslas are just backing up into a Tesla graveyard.
Welcome back to Barely Funny Tesla Pranks. Cancel that for one prank.
Yeah, they're all just like, I guess can't move the car. I guess I'll restart it.
Just I'll turn off the driver assist and
Oh,
just
yeah,
drive And we're just like, we fucking got it, man! We got him!
They just like press one button, press the foot of the gas, and take off.
And like you walk up to like tell them you're like, hey man, you're on a prank show, and they run over you because they're not paying attention to that anymore.
Do you think in 100 years we'll still say, put your foot on the gas, or press the gas, or give it more
I
gas?
think so, just like we, people, we use a lot of old terminology and stuff.
I bet 200 years would be like one of those call-ins to those podcasts that have call-ins where they're like,
yes.
Hey, can you refresh us again on what that term means? Just the other day I was in the car with my wife and I said, hey, how about you step on the gas? And she said, what the hell is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, well,
so
no,
can you explain that? And then they go on the internet and they do the Googling that you could have done in the time you called into the radio show.
Yes.
And they're like, well, let me tell you, back in the old-timey days, cars had gas
why
pedals,
gas.
which you still have, but then they actually went to gas.
Yeah,
Boom,
no,
next caller.
I think that's
Why
it.
do you have phone calls?
I think colloquially,
22.
well, that's the thing is they don't. They're actually
Or
telepathic.
2200.
They're telepathic, but they'll actually still call them call-ins.
Oh my
because
god,
that's the way it goes.
telepathy call-ins. I
Yes.
want that because I'm too lazy to call in, even though I want to call into radio shows all the time.
Yeah.
I just never want to pick up my phone and literally be like, okay,
Which is funny.
and call
We've
in.
got telepathy call-ins, but you couldn't Google that fucking thing. You had to call
too.
it. You had to call a radio
Telepathy
station.
Googling.
Hey guys. Anyway,
No, that's the whole show. Hey, I'm calling in to ask, why do you call it stepping on the gas? Use your telepathy to Google it. Next caller.
Yes.
And just that.
well, there is that site. Let me Google that for you. Where when somebody asks you a stupid question, you can literally type it into that website. It'll send them back a link that then shows you Googling it and clicking on it, and then giving them the Google search results.
Really?
Yeah, it's called like Let Me Google That for you.
Oh, I need to use that.
Yeah, it's actually great. So when somebody like asks you a stupid question, you're like, that could have Googled it.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. And it's one thing, not like in our profession, it's a different thing. We're expected to do the Googling and figure out what it means. But yeah, when people are like, I wonder how, I'm like, dude, Google, all right. Anyway, Japanese man nearly dies of stroke, possibly caused by masturbating several times daily.
Literally the whole story.
That's it. Yeah.
I want to move on from that one because
I think so. I think we need to go
40 minutes into the show and we have not
we have
done a
not
single
actually
web
done the
dropping.
show yet. So we're going to go into web droppings right now.
Okay, I guess based on the amount of time we have left, which one of these stories would you like to do, Jer? We do not have time for all of them.
I'm gonna start right off with plague infected chipmunks. This is more like an actual
Works for me.
This is an actual update more than anything because we have covered. In fact, I'll start with that, even though I know technically your story was first. So
No, I
will
am perfectly fine with that because we do not have time to finish all these stories.
That's totally fine. And so anyway, we've covered plague infected squirrels before. I think it was the bubonic plague and whatnot. They
You
had.
did a song about it.
Yes, I did.
Fuck squirrels?
Squirrels.
Just squirrels.
Yeah. Oh no, that's right. We did them. No, first of all, they have found plague-infected squirrels, but or no, something else. We did the ones that had leprosy. The leprosy-carrying son of a bitch.
Well, leprosy is technically a form of plague.
Well,
although-
that's how I remember it because that's in the song. Like that song teaches people stuff.
It does. We
The
almost
leprosy-carrying son of a bitch.
we almost made a music video, and
Here's the thing.
then COVID hit.
I still want to revisit that because I think nowadays you can just make it with the fucking iPhones the way they are.
Our
and-
iPhones take such good video. We don't
Yeah.
need a fancy
Yeah.
camera anymore.
And
the fancy camera's gone.
We did the storyboarding and everything, and
Yep, it all exists.
we probably need to find a new cast and crew because everybody's moved all over the place. But yeah, we did about a couple of years ago. We brainstormed that ready to go.
We did.
We even had locations.
We did
and shit,
set
yeah.
locations. We had a full cast. Like cast members now are around the country.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's good because there's only like probably 4 people total that we need. It's only for like one scene we need more than just me and one other person, and obviously you have to do the camera work. So we just need a few people. I've got some. I have people we can call along anyway. So this is a kind of an update of sorts, or I should say a similar story in that plague-infected chipmunks, or of all things, have forced closures around Lake Tahoe. California officials have closed down areas near Lake Tahoe due to plague-infected chipmunks. El Dorado County spokeswoman Carla Haas told the newspaper that the positive tests were found in chipmunks that had no human contact. I don't know how they know for sure that nobody was just like, I want to...
Because chipmunks are hard to fucking catch. Have you ever
They
tried
are.
to catch one in a park?
They are, but you know what? Plague-infected ones, I think, are looking for people. I've seen too many fucking...
Plague-infected ones are just asking for it.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, like with a chicken
That tight
sandwich.
little chipmunk ass. Just asking for it.
Tight little, yeah. But the...
You got Cuomo chipmunk.
Yeah, oh, God. That's the thing is we've seen too many zombie movies, too many plague zombie movies, I should say, to know that this, when you start ignoring this shit and go, hey, they didn't have any human contact, that fucking county spokeswoman is like the mayor in Jaws. Like, they're lying about this shit to cover their ass, and they're
she's been bit by one and is like, chipmunks are our friends.
Yeah.
Everything is fine.
Yes,
you should go to your local park and beat a hobo so his corpse can feed the chipmunk army.
No, the thing about this, and not to promote another podcast too much, but they are one of our favorites, is if you are curious about the bubonic, and they mentioned a few others, but really the Black Plague, the last podcast on the left just did like a 5-part series on that. It was a fucking monster of a series. And they really go into depth on
that one. That show's canceled.
Yeah.
They were on location for no reason.
They were like, let's get plague and see how it feels.
Hospital bills, American hospital bills.
Turns out that podcast insurance isn't a thing.
They should have stayed in Europe where they caught the plague because it would have been free healthcare. But no, they flew back to America. They came back to the States and tried to use They came back on United and got an entire flight sick.
And now we're dealing with that on top of the Delta. That's the new QWERTY variant of the fucking plague. Yes. And so anyway, yeah. So it turns out that it's been known to exist in pockets around the world anyway. And I think the only thing we covered, I can't remember which animal it was. We'd have to look back. This was probably 200 episodes ago. We covered when somebody had gotten the plague from a creature, and what they had found, and it was over in the UK. But they found it was, the thing about this is these are different strains throughout history. But they found one that was the original 1300s Black Plague strain, still alive and well in some animal. This was a couple hundred episodes ago. Everybody, just go listen to every episode. Find out which one it is.
I'm searching my brain.
Yeah.
If it was Europe, you could number it down. It wasn't a raccoon.
I think it was like armadillos or something.
Raccoons
like
are American, right? Not English.
Yeah, because we found from Sally Bent, episode 6, I believe, was what that would when we.
Yeah, raccoons are American creatures, not North American creatures, not English. European.
So
creatures.
that's why,
there, you learned something from this show.
Yeah, sure. And
take that.
It may be wrong. This was like episode 6.
Fuckers, now sit on your ass for 4 weeks and wait for the next show.
Man, I just want some chicken wings. I don't know why. That's actually separate, but for some reason,
where did that come from?
For some reason, I was smelling something like hot sauce or something recently that I had in my house, and I was like, I smelled it some kind of spice, and I'm like, I want chicken wings right fucking now.
I've been wanting them because I used to eat them all the time when I worked at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And I used to have access to them anytime I wanted.
And I used to go visit you at said restaurant to brainstorm about podcasting and get a thing of wings.
I'm going to Walmart tonight, and they sell.
They do the giant
big
of them,
bags of wings
for less than one order of wings everywhere else.
Oh
yeah, because they're conflict wings. They come from.
Blood diamond wings.
Yeah, for some reason, 20 African children had to die for this one tiny chicken. I don't think they make wings out of tiny chickens. I don't know. Maybe they do. Meat birds.
I'm buying those tonight now.
You should. You should definitely make some, and then sauce them up good, and go ahead and bring them back over here. That's fine. I accept your offer.
I'll send you a picture.
Yeah, wife can't bring you to work. I like how you call your wife. And
I do sometimes.
Yeah, that's the way to call a wife. It's not inaccurate.
Wife,
as long as,
wife, where's my food?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I'm cooking it because I like cooking. So,
wife, the oven isn't cooking it fast enough. Well, I make it. It's weird, obscure arguments that have no basis in anything.
Yeah. And she never answers you because you only scream at her when she's at work.
It's at 350. Why is it not 400?
I mean to turn it down or up.
These wings in this bag aren't as big as I'd like, wife. So? Just arguments that can't be resolved.
Yeah. Just a pile of wings on the bed. There! You take care of it. Make them big.
Make them big.
You know how to sew? Wait, what?
I love the idea of a nonsensical argument.
It's like
a misogynist nonsensical argument.
It's almost not even misogynistic. You're like, I don't even think you know how sexism works. This is weird, man. You're actually not even being that sexist. You're just being fucking weird, man.
Yeah, just throw raw wings in the bathtub and be like, clean the tub and I want hot wings. But those don't go together.
Make them.
Yeah. And then close the door and lock it so she's in the bathroom. So only one can get done.
Yeah.
So how do you expect me to... Hot water.
Hot sauce water. Yeah, buffalo water. And you're in a home.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as she gets out the window of the bathroom to call for help.
Honey, I don't hear any buffalo sauce being made in there. Then, whew. Oh, those must be the police with my wings.
You just go to the door with like one of those lobster bibs around your neck. With a wing on it, though.
Yeah, like a wing with your wife's face on it. It's like, where did you fucking make that?
Oh, it's one of those anti-symbols like Ghostbusters with your wife, but it's the circle's made of little wings and then one big wing through the middle.
And then just a bathtub you recently clearly drew on there. Yeah, I guess it's my all-purpose. It's a whiteboard bib where you just draw whatever you want.
Oh, yeah, so you can draw on it while you're waiting for your food.
That's actually pretty cool.
It's like a kid with a crayon in the maze when they're sitting for their dinner.
Oh, shit, we might have to actually hold that one. That might be a...
Whiteboard bibs for adults.
Oh, my God, yes.
Oh, it's a maze. How to storm the Capitol. Just take your little purple dry erase marker and you draw yourself up the Capitol steps and going through Pelosi's office.
Oh, dang it, I got hot sauce on the podium. Damn it. How am I going to steal it?
Dead end. I ran into a Capitol officer. Oh, beep. I'm going. Oh, now I get to go back to Pelosi's office and piss on the wall.
Dead right. I'm going to go. Actually, sir, please stop shitting on the bib.
Oh my God, I want a 1/6 activity book worse than anything right now. I can make one in like one night, like a word jumble and all that, and
but the word jumble has nothing in it because they don't know how to read. So
yeah, it's all random letters.
Nothing. No one has.
It would take 9 times more work to make a word jumble that didn't even have the word "it" in it.
I feel like you would have to find like some. You'd have to.
It would have to make sure there was no word in it, not even the.
I think you could write
no A's. Eyes.
I think you could write a. Yeah, I think the way to do it is
vowels.
Just put no vowels in it. Yeah,
no vowels.
And that would pretty much do it, including no Y's. No Y's.
Yeah, no vowels makes no words, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you couldn't.
No vowels makes no words. If that's a moron saying.
Well, not even that.
I feel like a special kid in 3rd grade.
Do you realize
no vowels means no words?
Yeah, that would make you feel. That would make you sound smarter than you did because that was a statement. You posed it as a question. You put right after, in case you weren't correct. No vowels make no words. Right, mommy?
I think there's someone in a foreign country with a foreign language who probably disagree, but
yeah,
there's got to be some words with no vowels in a foreign language.
Well, yeah, exactly. But this is English only, of course. Obviously, this is no foreigners. You know?
I'm making this as a PDF. I might actually.
Can we create a document?
Do you want to work with me?
I was going to say because if we create like 3 or 4 pieces, like essentially like just a 4-page booklet, so like a cover. And like three or 4 games in it. So let's create a document.
Very few games.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's create a document.
One's a coloring page.
Yes.
Just coloring.
Yep.
One's a word jumble with no vowels.
One's a maze.
Fucking easy. One's a maze.
Yeah. So I think even like put those together, figure out, split up
and
which one we want.
They have the ones where you connect the words, the parts or whatever, or the pictures. Like this picture is that one you have to draw the lines that cross each other.
Oh yeah.
Okay, come up with something with that.
Yeah, maybe. I think what I'll do is I might just like Google activity books and just see which one would
connect
be
the dots.
Yeah. Oh, connect the dots is great. And that one's easy. Just draw a picture first, take a bunch of shit out. So
a 1/6 activity book. But we got to be careful because if it ever gets in the wild, it needs to be anti 1/6 hard or else they will run on it.
It does have to be like
anti.
We have to realize how stupid it makes them look, yes.
It has to be extremely making them look stupid. Because if you even slightly, like, if it's just a bison terrorist dude, like, and it's connect the dots with him or color him in, that's too close to making it fun for them.
I would say like something like connect the dots and make the MAGA flag and it's just a swastika, something along those lines, which wouldn't really work because it would actually be
lots of dots, but you number certain dots.
Yeah.
So then it looks like a field of dots, but if you follow the numbers, you make a swastika, and then maybe like something in the background, like a SS symbol. So it looks really hard to figure out that it's a swastika.
Yeah, well, because you don't want to just make a swastika out of dots.
Because that'd be easy. You'd look at it and be like, that's a swastika.
Yeah, no, you have to have
Although
a bunch
maybe
of
that's the joke.
True, actually, so you
like
don't have to connect it.
Just on site.
Yeah.
Boom, it's a swastika.
Yeah, because it's like, that's MAGA's flag.
Yeah, how about that? Just on site.
Okay. Well, we've pretty much given the whole booklet away to everybody out there, but you know what? By the time we make it, this podcast still is not going to be out.
I like the word jumble. We need to figure out the words you're looking for. I think it should be words that they love, like patriot.
Yeah.
Recount.
But there's no
Maricopa.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, pretty much just take their talking points and just find
then make the word jumble all consonants.
You can't. Yeah, you
can't do it. You just can't do it.
To watch their fucking heads explode. Yeah, I think I like that.
Like 5 or 6 page PDF, and it can even be printed out to make it a printable
with a quick little cover. And we just, essentially,
I would print out a few of them and just like staple them around Montpelier.
So it would be
8 by 11.
If it was 8.5 by 11 folded in half, you'd do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'd be 8 page. So 2 pages would be 8 pages, right?
So we do an 8-page one, folded in half, stapled.
And it got a cover and a back cover, so that's 6
I print off 100 of those and just walk around Montpelier and staple them to like telephone poles.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
And just leave them for like this. And I do it in Barrie too, where I live, where people won't take it as a joke. Montpelier people are like, oh my god, this is genius. Make sure it links the podcast, like, put some podcast info. In Barrie, same thing, but people will try doing it and be like, this word find's really hard. I found cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
That Patriot? Wait a minute. Do words have vowels, Ma? Right? No.
You could actually put real words in it very purposely, like diaper, dawn.
Where does this come from? This come from our plague infected thing? We haven't gone up to... You want to do one more story? We got 8 minutes.
I feel like I had a minor stroke. I don't know where that exactly generated from outside of our chipmunk squirrel talk. We were talking about making the music video, and I would revisit it.
Squirrel
music video.
I don't know.
Somehow it got to that.
Everybody just heard it, so revisiting it, not a big deal.
We'll also rewind and listen, although you don't need to because you heard it in real time. Yeah, when we get on tangents, sometimes you get like a little escapism.
That's the whole point of it, and that's because it's fun when the content has nothing to do with the original story. So we got time for let's say one more story before I play all those crazy.
Which one do you want to do?
I already did one. So
okay, I'm going to do mistaken identity lands man in Hawaii into a mental hospital.
Okay.
I like this because my wife works at a mental hospital, so this is very fitting.
And this actually had like some like a little more nuggets.
And the guys from Vermont.
This is one thing that couldn't have been done via I guess headlines. There's enough information in here.
So I did give away part of the end. This is a Vermonter, by the way.
Nice.
And this is a Vermont podcast. My wife also works in a mental hospital and is an administrator and does a great job and tells me the most amazing stories I can never share on air.
Yes.
But this would be one of those stories only in the fact that it's sad and disturbing. A man in Hawaii, while standing in line for food, fell asleep on the sidewalk as one is wont to do when homeless and hungry.
Yes.
Don't ask questions. That happens. So when officers arrived...
You fucking try it.
He tried. He tried to get in the food. He died. He didn't die. He passed out probably from hunger and exhaustion.
Yeah, you try going without food until you finally need to fucking beg for it.
Yep. He was awoken by officers who decided he was another man.
At least Bezos got to go to space, though.
Yeah. So officers, when they woke him up, decided he was another man, a man named Thomas Castleberry. This man is not Thomas Castleberry in any regard. He just slightly looks like him. And based on that, they brought him to mental hospital for violating probation from a 2006 drug case and for saying he was not Thomas Castleberry, which is the most amazing part of the story. In fact, he ended up spending almost 2.5 years in the mental hospital because the more he protested that he was not Thomas Castleberry, the more they thought he was insane. And he was an insane man going, I'm not Thomas Castleberry, let me out. Which is exactly what you'd say if your name was, say, like, Dick Jones, and you weren't this dude who was arrested on a drug bust.
Well, and the crazy thing about this story, like, we're bringing it up now because, like, the stuff you're talking about took place years ago, but they essentially chose to release him secretly from the institution.
Recently.
So just now is this story actually coming to light. Because it was back in 2017 or 2018, 2017, when this all happened. But he was just fucking stuck in this home, and they secretly, like, leaked it out. And it wasn't until recently when, it's not like this guy's like, oh, I've got a bunch of press connections. I'm going to go to the press immediately. This shit finally leaked out, and... that's ridiculous.
Yep.
And because you're like, oh, that's what a crazy person would say. Let's not do any other tests or check anything else. Let's just assume... God, that is fucked up, man.
That means, like, anyone can be snatched off the street, and they're like, you're insane, you're going to hospital.
If you don't have, like,
I'm not insane, but, like, that's exactly what an insane person would say.
And if you're homeless, you don't have a freaking ID, obviously. Like, you're not, and you don't have a place that you live. Like, it's going to be hard to prove your identity otherwise, so they can just be like, you know what? Worst case, And I guess, I don't know, maybe they're like, well, even if it's true, at least he's not homeless anymore. It's like, yeah, but he doesn't want to be fucking in an institution.
He was released basically by being dumped on the street with 50 cents in his pocket
That's
after a
release people,
secret
though.
hospital meeting
Yes.
where they didn't record the meeting. They didn't, no minutes of the meeting.
Of course
no one
not.
knows what happened.
'Cause
They were
God-
just like,
God forbid
"We
they be
fucked
held
up.
accountable."
We fucked up.
Yeah.
Fucking hey, Jim, that's not Castleberry.
I'm still sticking with it. I think it is. I'm going to go find him again. God, you did it again. You put a fake mustache on him. No, this is Castleberry this time. He grew a mustache.
Yeah, his lawyers, apparently he's lawyered up because his attorneys currently have said that this all could have been cleared up 2.5 years ago if they just fingerprinted him and looked at a photo of actually Thomas Castleberry.
In other words,
Because
other
Thomas
ways to
Castleberry
identify, yeah.
looks different enough, and guess what? Fingerprints
Yeah,
don't
because
match.
he's on the books. The guy you were looking for is on the books if he's violated parole or
his
probation, right?
His photos
So-
in the system.
Good God, man. We live in a society.
No one's talking about Thomas Castleberry, the drug addict prisoner who had the warrant, who's now like, I did not spend 2.5 years in a asylum, a psychiatric ward. I do not like this. I keep trying to get honest jobs. I cleaned up my drug act. I'm a normal person now. I've done my time, and now no one will hire me because I have a psychiatric record because of this asshole homeless man.
Who
in
also
Hawaii.
is not really that much of an asshole and shouldn't have a psychiatric record.
And honestly, we're not mentioning it, but there probably is a weird residual effect on the actual man because everything was done under his name.
Yes, because imagine he's
And
like,
I'm not standing up for
I'm
a drug addict, drug dealer dude, but he might be clean now.
No, honestly, but
and
if
his
he
life
did
might be
his time
getting
and he's
fucked by this.
if he did his time and he's on parole, probation, whatever it was, and he obviously has not violated it yet.
He tried to get a job at McDonald's, and they're like, "You just got let out of a psych ward 3 hours ago in Hawaii.
Yeah.
This is Baltimore. It's definitely you. You can't have the job.
Yeah. And they're just for the on-staff...
you were let out of prison 3-2 now. In Baltimore, we'll apply you at McDonald's.
Take away the real Castleberry and he passes the fake one. Is he coming in to order a Big Mac with his newfound freedom?
Oh, that would
Anyway.
actually make for a great movie in and of itself. Like, the tale of that happening with the tale of the other guy rehabilitating his life as they kind of pass. Like, getting let out of jail as the other guy goes into the psych ward. Like, that's the first moment. And then you follow the guy in the psych ward for 2.5 years and the other guy getting the best life. Girlfriend, child, degree, associate's degree. It's only been 2.5 years, but degree.
Yeah.
And like, all of a sudden, that guy gets found out innocent. That guy gets his degree. And then they meet up in the middle somewhere. And they find out his life's fucked because of that guy, and that guy got a settlement for $2 million, and this guy can't even hold down a job at McDonald's.
But it turns
because
out
of that guy.
It turns out they're identical twins that were separated at birth.
Yes, Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Got it. We're doing this.
Well, I mean, these guys look very much similar, though.
No, we cast Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
So somebody mistakes Danny DeVito for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And that's
puts
the
him in.
plot. Yeah, it's twins.
Yeah.
3.
And then, like, he's like looking at the picture and looking at Danny DeVito, be like,
Definitely you.
Thomas Castleberry? What? No. Yeah, right. That's what Thomas Castleberry would say.
No, I want that. 2 different, like, John Cena and Thomas Middleditch.
It's twin. Yeah, no.
I can redo it.
I actually like Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger called twins too, but it's not related to the first twins at all.
No,
It just has the same two
and
actors.
it's an autobiography of a real person.
Yeah.
Two people.
A fictionalized autobiography.
2 people.
Yeah.
And it's a tragic tale, and it actually makes you cry at the end. It doesn't have one joke.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There's like sad scenes where he has like feces thrown at him by another mental patient. He's like, I just wanted a free soup kitchen meal.
Yeah, I was tired from being homeless.
And the cuts to the other guy was like, I'd like to enroll my daughter in this preschool. Well, it shows we can't because you're currently in a mental asylum. Like, it's kind of, that side's kind of funny. I'm not. I'm here. Well, the paperwork says you're in a mental asylum, so you're in a mental asylum. Your daughter can't go to school.
Yep. And then he's on the lam because they call the police on him. He's like, he's escaped. He's like, didn't you not just call them to see that the real Thomas Castleberry, the fake one, still there? I don't think he's escaped.
He's in the cell. Okay, let him go. Then, next day they see him. Get him. He's escaped. It's Groundhog Day, but without Groundhog Day.
We've got a classic hologram escapee situation on our hand. Yeah, clearly there's 2 of them. Now, I think it's more like a twins thing, like that movie with that short guy and the big guy. Ah, yes, The Parent Trap. That's good enough. We're gonna go out on some random shit, and I think we just gotta let you know. Until we talk to you next time, y'all get lost.
Get lost.